see you. Hi, Josie. Nice to see you. Sarah, nice to see you as well. You guys, listen, as somebody who is a real instructional designer, who has worked with some of the most recognizable brands in the world, including Walmart, Uber Eats, Verizon, Ocean Spray. I want you all to know that I am not new to this. I am true to this. Okay. I've been working with corporations for many years. And one thing I can tell you is that what many of you all think is your issue is not your issue at all. And we're going to talk about it tonight. All right, so go ahead and lock in. If you are joining in FB land, nice to see you. If you are joining in TT land, nice to see you. If you are joining YT, IG, all the places, nice to see you all. If you have thought about offering your courses to businesses and you're not sure what's not working right, you're not sure why it's not working right. Hi, Anna. Nice to see you, love. And you are not sure how to really position your course for corporate sales. Okay. And why would you want to do that? You already know, because this is why you got into selling your courses in the first place. This is why you created a course. This is why you decided you were going to offer your expertise in the marketplace, because you've got 10, 20, 30 years of experience. Okay. You've been doing this. You've been doing this, right? You are the GOAT at what you do. And you started this because you have a passion for what you do and what you know how to do. And you know that you've been taking that expertise and you have been leveraging that probably in an organization for some company somewhere. I'm going to turn on my chat here. Oh, nice to see you guys. Nice to see you over in FB land. All right. You've been leveraging what you already know in corporate. Okay. You've been taking your expertise and you've been, working on somebody's job 9 to 5. And there's nothing wrong with that. And now you're ready to take your expertise and leverage it so that you can start your own thing and offer your courses to other businesses. And that is actually a really smart thing to do. And it's really smart because that's what a lot of people do. And how do I know? Because I have an agency and we help people to package their 10, 20, 30 years of experience into a structured program that can be offered to businesses. Okay. That is one of the things that we do here at my agency. And so one of the things that I see that's really kind of heartbreaking is that people who have a knowledge base, who have a passion for what they do, who know their stuff, and now they're ready to leverage it for businesses, for schools, for nonprofits. They have a challenge, and that problem is that their program is not structured for business. Okay. Their program is not necessarily structured for companies to come in and purchase those courses. So this is a major issue, and I want to make sure that you all know what to do about it. Okay. So for those of you all who are new to me, I am Kat Dunn, also known as Kat the Course Builder across social media. And we've been doing this for a very long time. My agency will be 11 years old in May. And I am a real instructional designer. I do not play one on TV. I do not play one on TV. Absolutely not. Okay. I've been an instructional designer in corporations for more than 20 plus years, for 20 plus years. And so we work with the corporations as well, helping them to recognize and to understand the types of training programs that they want to bring into their organization. So if you want to bring your training into organizations, this is where you want to be this evening. This is where we want to talk this evening, because you need to understand how you're going to package what you already know. Okay. Not for consumers, not for consumers. All right. Consumers care about what your hair looks like. Consumers care about how many followers you have. Consumers care about a lot of things, who knows you and who you know and being in the know. That is what consumers care about. But companies do not care about that. Hi, Essential Planners. Nice to see you, honey. All right. They don't care about that. They care about how you're going to help them solve problems. And when you got into this and you said, hey, I am going to build a course, I'm going to put together my 10, my 20, my 30 years of experience, and I'm going to start teaching people what I know, right? Because that's what you're passionate about. That's what you're good at. That's what you went to school for. That is what you spent your hard-earned money getting an education on. And why shouldn't you leverage that? You should. But the problem is that I see so many people, when they start making that transition and they're ready to start offering their courses to corporate, they are not leveraging their courses the right way. Why would they want to? Because with businesses, as many of you know, you get paid in full, upfront, and in bulk for your courses. That is how businesses pay you. Okay. And that's one of the major differences between offering your courses to businesses and offering your courses to corporate. When you're offering your courses to companies and you're offering your courses to nonprofits, they are going to pay you up front. They are going to license your program for a year or more, typically. Okay. This is not a one-shot deal with them. And so that is why a lot of people are making the switch from selling their courses to consumers to selling their courses to businesses. And there's nothing to say that you can't do both. You can sell your courses to consumers and to businesses, but the difference is, number one, you cannot just have a course. People think, oh, I got a course and now, everything is just fine. I should be able to offer that same course that I'm offering to the everyday person on TikTok or on YT or on FB. I can offer that same course to businesses. Wrong. And this is what the so-called gurus and influencers and all of these people who have no idea what they are talking about are saying to you. They are saying that you can take that same course and offer it to businesses. You can take that same course and offer it to nonprofits. That is not true. That is not true. Take it from somebody who's in this business. I have been for going on 25 years, y'all. I am not new to this. I am true to this. I work with the companies. I work with the Fortune 500 companies. My company does. My agency does. I know for a fact that you cannot take that same course that you have over in Thinkific, that you have in Teachable, that you have in Go High Level, that you have in ClickFunnels. You cannot take it. That is not the right structure for a corporate ready course. Okay? It is not ready for corporate. It might be ready for the regular, average, everyday person. And there's nothing wrong with that. But that course, that same course that you have over in Samcart, or you have over in what's some other things y'all use, Stand Store, and all those other places, those are not set up for corporate. Now, I'm not talking to everybody. This is not for everybody. This is for people who are ready to get paid in full, in bulk, and want to take their courses to the next level, who want to sell a lot of their courses, want to sell licenses to 50, 100, 200, 500, 1,000 people at a time. Okay. If you're wanting to sell your courses one at a time, that's not what we're talking about here. Now, you can. Again, there's nothing wrong with selling your courses one at a time if that's where you're at. Okay. But when you are ready to offer your courses to companies, okay, to companies that can pay for your courses up front, they are looking for something else. And it's not your content that's the issue. Some of you all are wearing out Claude, y'all wearing out Jimmy, y'all wearing out Uncle Chatty, y'all wearing him out, okay, up and down, because you think that you have a content problem. You do not have a content problem. You don't have a content problem. I'm going to say it for the people in the bleachers. You do not have a content problem. That is not the reason that your course won't sell. It's not your content. It is not your expertise. Some of you all, you are questioning your expertise. It is not your expertise that is the issue. It's not your content that is the issue. The issue is that you don't have the right structure. The structure is not in place. Okay? The structure is not in place for a corporate ready course. But we're going to fix that. Okay? We're going to fix that. If you want your course to be able to be sold and accepted into a business, it has to address business issues. Okay? You have to speak their language. You have to talk their talk. You have to walk their walk if you want to offer your courses to businesses. Their language is different. Okay? You've heard the term when in Rome, do as the Romans do. It is the same idea. It is the same concept. You have to speak their language. You have to speak to their issues, their problems. And here's the thing. They're not going to advertise to you that, whatever it is their challenge is within their organizations, they are not going to advertise that to you. They are not going to sit on LinkedIn and say, hey, we're having a challenge with our leaders. Do you have a course? They're not going to say that. They're not even going to refer to it as a course, even though that's what you have. Why? Because that's not the language that they speak. That's not how they're going to refer to the solution that they're looking for. The challenge and the problem that course creators have is that they are not focused on solutions. They are only focused on information. Course creators know how to put in information, data in, data out. They know how to, put something in ChatGPT and say, hey, give me information, organize that information, lay out that information, outline that information. But does that information solve a business problem? Does that information represent a solution to that business? If it doesn't, they're not going to listen. They're not even going to hear you. Okay? You want to be able to answer the challenge of the day that they are having. Okay? And the challenge that they're having today might not be the challenge that they're having next year. It might not be the challenge that they're having next quarter. So that means you have to have your pulse on the finger of the challenges that are taking place. And here's the rub. The rub is, okay, and the gag is, as the kids say, is that those challenges, they're not going to advertise those challenges to you. They're not. Okay? They're not going to put it all over LinkedIn saying, hey, this is our challenge with our leaders. This is our challenge with our frontline staff. This is our challenge with, the folks that we have that work with our clients or with customer service or whatever it is. They are not going to do it. Okay? So therefore, you have to be in position. Your program has to be in position. They recognize when they're working with individuals who are supposed to be there because they have positioned themselves to be there. They have positioned their programs. They have positioned their courses. They are speaking the language of business. They are speaking the language of return on investment. Your course has to go from just information to application. Okay? I'm going to say that for the people in the bleachers. Your course has to go from information to application. Okay? That means it has to solve a problem, not just give information. Okay? Now we know that ChatGPT and all the rest are very, very good at giving information, right? We know that they're good, that they're good at giving information. However, what about actually being able to apply what you're teaching? What about that? What about being able to show that you're able to help change behaviors, real behaviors, so that they can really see the changes? They're not looking for information. They can get that themselves. Okay? Anybody can get on ChatGPT. Okay? So that is not, they are not looking for a ChatGPT course. They are not looking for a Claude course. They are not looking for any of that. They are looking for expertise that is structured for corporate change, that is structured and ready for corporate. Okay? When companies are ready for corporate ready courses, that's when they're going to have those kind of conversations with you. Okay. Hey, Mary. Hi, Diane. That's when they're going to have these conversations with you, when they know that you understand the language, when they know that you understand what they're looking for. Your course has to solve a problem. The challenge is that most people, when they put their courses out there, it does not solve a problem at all. It doesn't solve any problems. It's just information. It's just information. And when you have just information, what that does is it makes your course a part of a commodity. There's nothing special about it, right? There's nothing special about it. It's just potatoes. That's it. There's nothing that says transformation. There's nothing that says, hey, this is something that's going to help us move forward and transform our workforce. Nothing that does that. So what do we need to do? What you're going to do is you are going to speak the language of business. Your course has got to speak their language. Your course has got to speak to the challenges, the very, very real challenges that they are having in their business. And when you can do that, and only when you can do that, okay, are you going to get their attention where they say, hey, wait a minute, how much is this program? If you can show them that your course is corporate ready, that it has the corporate structure, that it speaks the corporate language, that they can take your course and plug it into their workforce, that is what they're looking for. Okay? They want to be able to take your program and plug it into their leadership program. They're going to plug it into their leaders, for their frontline staff, for their administrative staff, for their teachers, for their coaches, whatever it is. They are looking to be able to plug and play, as they say. Okay? But if they've got to do all this work just to get your course in a, hey, VLS Design Studio, nice to see you, honey. If they have to do all this work just to get your course in a format. Hey, baby, to get your course in a format for businesses, for corporate, that's going to be a challenge for you because they're not going to do that. They're not going to take the time to even tell you what the challenge is, what the problem is with your program. They're just going to say no. They're just going to say no. Well, okay, most of the time they don't tell you what the challenge is, what with your program, even if they're interested in it. They might be very, very interested in your program. Absolutely. But they know that they can't get it past their board. They know they can't get it past the C-suite. They can look at your presentation and tell it's not structured for corporate. They can tell your course is not structured. There's things that you haven't even addressed that they have to address, that they have to have in your course, that they have to have in their program. There are things they have to have. And if you don't know what they're talking about, they're going to be like, say, what, say who? This was nice, but no. They're going to say no. So what I want to do is get you all corporate ready. I want your course corporate ready. I want your course ready to be licensed. I want your course ready to be sold to businesses, ready to be sold to nonprofits, because there are a lot of people who need your help. And here's the thing, companies need your help. They need your help. But the bottom line is, and the problem is that they are not going to advertise it. They're not going to advertise it. They're not going to say, hey, you know, this is the challenge that we're having with our leaders. They're not going to advertise that. They're not going to blast it all over social media. They're not going to blast it on LinkedIn. There's all kind of considerations with that. There are legal implications, you know, for doing that. There are recruiting implications because they're trying to recruit the best people and they're trying to get people in, and they're over here talking about they have a problem with their customer service. They're not going to do it. So that's why you have to be where they are, and you have to be speaking the language that they speak. And if you don't know what that language is, if you don't understand what that is, well, that's where we've got to get you to. That's where we've got to get you to. Because you've got the expertise. The expertise is not the issue. You've got 10 years, 20 years. VSL, how many years do you have experience doing what you do? And tell everybody what you do. You could drop it down in the chat. Listen, how long do you have doing what you do? That is not the issue. I want to see some numbers. Whether you're coming in on FB, YT, IG, TT, all the E's, okay, wherever you're coming in from, drop it down. I would love to know how many years of experience you have and what your expertise is. I guarantee you, you have got the degrees, you've got the credentials, you've got all the things. You got it. You got it. And you are so close. You are close. My background, BSL Design Studio says, my background is traditional art, and I've been doing AI art for about a year. Yes. BSL, what's your real name? I believe I know you. It looks familiar, but you know, I can't tell the difference with the names and the company names and all the things. Valerie, okay, Valerie, have we met, Valerie? Have we met? I don't remember. I don't remember, but if we have met, let me know. Or if this is your first time on and you've never met me before, you ain't seen me a day in your life, you don't know me from Adam Housecat, let me know. Okay, so Valerie, what are you trying? What are you wanting to? I don't think so. Do you know Misha? I do know Misha. Misha Bazemore. I do. If that's who you. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Misha is my mutual, and she is actually in my program. She's in one of my AI programs, and I have a ton of respect for her and her audience. And, you know, we've done some things together. So absolutely 100%. So I may know you through her. Okay, very good, very good. So are you wanting to offer a program to businesses? Are you wanting to offer a program to schools, to nonprofits? And I want you to know that it does not matter if it's a company or if a for-profit company, a nonprofit company, a school. Everybody, all B2B requires the same structure. They all do. They all do. It doesn't matter. Okay. Valerie says, I'm building my school community. I have over 500 members, but I do not have courses that I could sell. You've got the courses, you just don't have them tangible in your hand. You've got them, Valerie. Okay. What are you teaching them? Are you teaching them AI art and you're ready to package that and put that into a program? Tell me what you are offering. Tell me what you are selling. Okay, so I have over 5, but I do have, oh, you said I do have courses that I could sell. Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. So I would love to know some of the titles, some of the names of some of those courses that you have, Valerie. Are you looking to offer those courses or some of those courses to businesses, schools, or nonprofits? Are you looking to go from just the consumer market to the corporate market? Tell me what your plans are. Tell me what your plans are. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Hi, Paula. Okay, I hadn't thought about it till I saw you, but I could sell to businesses. Absolutely. You could sell to businesses, you could sell to schools, you could sell to nonprofits, especially Valerie, if it's something in the creative space. Okay. If it's something in the creative space, like what you're doing, and something having to do with digital transformation, absolutely 100%. Your topic can be transformative in many different arenas. Okay. You can help to create training, learning experiences with inside the organization that brings together this whole idea of AI creativity. You can offer your program to schools, to nonprofits that are looking for creative ideas for their members, for their students, for their parents, for their teachers. They're looking for those creative ideas, and they have no idea how to do it. And so what I want to tell you is that you have it. You have it. It just needs to be structured for business. Okay. It just needs to be structured for corporate. If you got a school community, you got 500 members, that's awesome. Now it just needs to be restructured for business. You can keep the one you have now for the consumer level one. There's nothing wrong with that. Keep that as is. If that's working for you, fantastic. Okay. The thing that you want to look at is the if you want to sell it in bulk, if you want to license your program, if you want to license it where you are offering and you're selling 10, 20, 30, 50, 100 licenses in an organization, that's what we're talking about. You said, I love this idea. Absolutely. You should love this idea. I'm telling you why. Because a lot of people are making a lot of money doing it. And I will tell you that as someone that has been, hey, Tamika Carpenter, hey, Mastermind, nice to see you, baby. Mwah. Nice to see you, love. As someone who's been in this business for more than 20 plus years, okay, I have worked on the corporate side. I have been in corporate, and as an agency owner, I have worked with corporate from some of the most recognizable brands in the world, including Walmart, including Verizon, including Ocean Spray, including the federal government, including Uber Eats, including all the things. Like, I can go on and on and on, countless schools and nonprofits. And I can tell you that there aren't as many folks who look like me in this space. There just aren't there aren't that many. And for me, that didn't sit well with me. Especially like a couple of years ago with the election, and there's all kind of things that really kind of affected me wanting to get from even outside of my agency to help more people, because a lot of my clients, or most of my clients, don't look like me. Some of them do, but a lot of them don't. And I wanted more people to understand that there is a whole lot of cash sitting in businesses that need your solutions. They need it. And the people who know. And they come to an agency like mine because we structure courses for corporate. We structure courses for corporate. We structure the business side of your company, the one that sells to businesses. Okay, that's where we help. That's where my agency comes in, because I've been doing this for more than 20 plus years. Okay, and I want more people that look like me and you. I work with a lot of people of color, but not enough. Not enough at the highest levels. Not enough who are making deals where they're making $10,000 a pop, 20,000, 30,000, 50,000. That's what I'm talking about. I think mine would be good for schools, and I have thought about libraries. Awesome. Yes, libraries and nonprofits, Valerie, as well. There are countless nonprofits, countless. And in June, I don't know, what city are you in, Valerie? In Atlanta in June, I am hosting an event, and I'm having the Boys and Girls Clubs of America. Okay, you're near Dallas, not too far, not too far. If you can make it to Atlanta, the Boys and Girls Club of Atlanta, okay? The person that is over programs for Boys and Girls Club of America is going to be on my stage speaking about how to get your courses in the Boys and Girls Club of America. If that's something that you've been thinking about, how to work with the Boys and Girls Clubs of America. Yes. She will be on my stage in my room speaking about it. Okay? And I'm telling you, she's coming and she's there because they need programs. They need people like you to provide the kind of programs that they cannot provide. Or, as big of an organization as they are, they can't do it all. And she's going to be talking about what to do, how to do it. Not only is she going to be there, the executive director of workforce development for Atlanta is also going to be on my stage. And why is that important? Because he's connected to all these businesses in and around Atlanta, and the workforce development organizations are all connected across the country. They all know each other. He's going to be on my stage talking about how to work with the workforce development organization in your town, in Dallas. How do you do it? What do you do? How do you get connected? The businesses go to the workforce development agencies. Did y'all know that? The businesses are connected to workforce development. So when they're looking for programs, when they're looking for courses, yeah, they are going to workforce development and saying, hey, who do you know? Do you know anybody? You know anybody? And Valerie, you want them to be able to say, yeah, I know somebody. I know Valerie. She has an amazing program. Let's see about getting that into your organization. Okay. See, a lot of people don't know even where to begin. And that's why I do what I do. That's why I do what I do. Because too many of us miss out on opportunities because we just don't know. You don't have a content problem. You don't have any of that. That's not an issue. The issue is you just don't have the information. The issue is you just don't know. You don't know what you don't know, right? You don't know what you don't know. And so that's why I'm putting on this event in Atlanta in June. Okay? Because I know. And here's the other thing. Here is the other thing. I told you all, I've been doing this a long time. And I am that girl who is in these rooms. And most of the time, most of the people in the rooms do not look like me. I'm the only one in there that looks like me. Okay? I'm looking at a mirror in my face a lot of the time. And I don't like the fact that not enough of us are in these rooms. Not enough of us are in these small rooms. Because honestly, the small rooms is where the big conversations take place. The small rooms is where it goes down. It's not out on the internet streets. Okay? I can guarantee you that. It's not out on these LinkedIn streets. LinkedIn can get you started. It can start a conversation. Hi, how you doing? But the deals get closed offline. Where can I get information about the June event? Oh, you can click the link around my bio. All right. If you are on YT or FB, you can look around the video, but you can click right there and that will give you the information. I'm going to put it right here because I'm broadcasting. I'll try to make it easy for you. Yeah. So, I mean, the you know, I can guarantee you there are people who know what they know and they're in the know. And, you know, I don't like the fact that not enough of us know. And them small rooms, and okay, there it is, honey. I put it in the comment section right there. I just dropped it down in there. Okay. And Valerie, since you know Misha, and you're part of Misha's community, reach out to me privately. I'm gonna put my my email address in here. Reach out to me privately. Okay. You see my email address right there? Uh-huh. Okay, very good. And since you're coming from Dallas and you're part of Misha's community, yeah, reach out to me privately. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, you know, the small conversations, that is where it happens. That's where the big deals go down. And so because I didn't see enough, you know, of people that look like me, quite frankly, in those small rooms, I decided to create my own. Yeah, I did. I decided to create my own small room for big conversations because I know these same people. I know these same people. But what happens is a lot of times we don't get invited to the party. We don't get invited to them small rooms. We don't get invited. We don't know anything about it. We're over on TikTok. We're over in YT. We're over on FB. We don't know that they're having a little, you know, conversation in a little room somewhere where they're making deals. And why do they want to do it? Because, you know, they have problems, real issues and problems that they need solving. And that's not what they do. That is not what they do. So they need somebody like you to help them with their employee retention, to help their employees have better morale, to help them to be more creative, to help their leaders to be more effective, to help their customer service reps to have more emotional intelligence. They need you. They're just not going to tell the world about it. They're not. They're not going to tell the world about it. What they're going to do is they're going to say, hey, there's a small room over here. Let's get in there and talk. Let's get in there and talk where I can really talk. You get what I'm saying? Hey, Elaine, nice to see you, baby. That's where they're going to be. So I've created my own room, my own space, because I know some of these same people. And they are going to be in Atlanta June 13th, Saturday, June 13th. Okay? Saturday, June 13th. It's going down. It's going down. The other, people that we have that's going to be in the room, the national board chair, the global board chair for NAAA HR Atlanta will be on my stage. The global board chair. What does that mean for you? He represents an organization that is 40,000 strong, 40,000 decision makers strong. These are the people who make decisions inside of organizations about training and learning and development. The global board chair for that organization will be on my stage, and he's bringing people with him. Why? Because they all need learning and development. They all need training. They all need courses. They all need all of these things. And so you think he don't have anything else better to do? The global board chair? The global board chair, you don't think he has anything else better to do on a Saturday? He's going to be in my room on my stage talking about how to get to the yes. How to get to the yes. His organization closed a multi-million-dollar deal with Amtrak. And when we had this same small room in January, he sat there and told everybody how he did it. He and the person who came with him, and she's coming back too. She's coming back and he's coming back. Yeah. Yeah. 80% of our speakers were here before. They came before and they're coming back. They're coming back. Why are they coming back? Because it was so effective, because they were able to connect with solutions providers who were in the room. That's you. You are a solutions provider, a course creator, a subject matter expert, somebody with 10, 20, 30 years of experience. And for all of the power and prestige that they have, they showed up in my little old room. In my little old room. Because we're talking about something that's really important to them. We're talking about how to get to the yes. They need to get to the yes too. And they want to tell you how you can get to your yes with these organizations. How does it happen? These conversations typically do not happen out in the public streets. It doesn't. It doesn't happen out in the public streets because people don't want to tell all their business. They're not going to tell their company business like that. They're not going to say what kind of challenges they're having. But I know what kind of challenge a lot of course creators are having, and that is selling one course at a time. It's hard. It's hard. It's not easy, right? Getting on social media all the time, having to show up all the time. But our clients, they don't show up like that. They work an hour to 2 hours a quarter. I said every 90 days, maybe. Some of them don't even do that. Once they create their course, their program is structured for business, and they're offering it to businesses because you can make so much at one time. They don't have to work like that anymore. And that is why people do it. That is why people are over here in B2B space. That's the goal. That's it. That's the goal. Work less, make more. Come on now. Work less, make more. And the companies have the money to pay it. They got the money to pay it. But you got to be structured for corporate. Your course, your program, your training, even how you talk to them has to be structured for corporate. It has to be corporate ready. And that's what we're talking about in June 13th on Saturday in my small room. We're going to be downtown at the Russell Innovation Center for Entrepreneurs. That's where we're going to be. And I've got a room there. And we're going to be in there with some very heavy hitters talking about how to get to the yes. When it comes to your corporate, your trainings, your courses, how we getting that? How do we connect there? And you're going to make some very valuable connections too if you decide to come. Okay? I want to do my part to help you all so that this time in 6 months, this time a year from now, you're not having the same conversation over and over again. Come January, you're not having the same conversation. The same conversation. Still trying to figure out how to get one person in here, one person in there, whatever. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying it ain't right for me. Now, I don't know about you. I'm just saying it ain't right for me. Or maybe it was right for you at one point, but maybe it's not right anymore. Maybe your lifestyle has changed and that's just not where you're at right now. Maybe you're trying to do it a little bit easier, where one client can make all the difference. Right. I'm trying to retire my job. Let's go. Retire them people. And even if you're not ready to retire those people, let's use their money to stash away cash and use the other money that you're getting from businesses, from the licensing of your programs, from the sale of your programs and your courses and your training. Let's use that money to fund your freedom. Ain't nobody hearing me today. I'm telling you, let's use that money to fund your freedom. And that way, the 9 to 5 is just optional instead of mandatory. Let it just be your play money, your retirement money, your money for your grandkids and your kids, and paying off your house and making sure that you have your freedom. Get your freedom papers. Okay? And that is what we're doing. I have a client who's going to be in Atlanta for the event, and he has been licensing his courses to SHRM for at least 3 years. You say that all the time, freedom papers? Yes, ma'am. He has been licensing that same program that we helped him with 3-4 years ago. 3-4 years ago. He's licensing that course to them for a nice nickel. I ain't gonna tell all his business, but he will be there in June. And he can tell you himself. But he's licensing that program. We helped him to structure his leadership program for corporate consumption. And now he's offering it to corporate, and he's been doing so for at least 3-4 years. He will be there in the room. So I want you all to know that this is a thing. Okay. And maybe you didn't know before you came onto my live, Facebook, YT, TT, wherever it is, but now you know. This is an answer to prayer, an answer to I cannot keep doing this, or I don't want to do this, or I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to sell one course at a time. I don't want to have to, dance for my dinner every day. If you want to deal with serious people who just want to know how you can help them with a solution to a problem, they don't care about all that stuff. You don't have to dance for them. You don't have to sing for them. You don't have to be anybody other than who you are. They just want you to help solve a problem. Now, I don't know about you. That's music to my ears. Listen, that's why I do what I do. Because these are serious people. They have people that they are accountable to. You understand? They're accountable to people for solutions. And so you've got it. And a lot of people really like kind of discount what they have to offer to these companies. They're like, oh, the company won't want that. Oh, they're not looking for that. Let me tell you something. We have a client. Her name is Michelle. Okay. Michelle O. I'll say for right now. Michelle O came to us a couple of years ago. And she had an idea for a course, for a program. And she said, hey, listen, I want to teach people about mindset and shifting your mindset. And she wanted to sell it to consumers. Okay. But she said, you know what? I'm still working. I don't know if I have the time to be out there on social. I don't really have the time to be out there. And I don't even want to be out there like this. What am I going to do? I said, well, have you ever thought about selling it to businesses? And she said, no, I really didn't think about selling it to business. And this is a lady who was making a whole ton of money at a major tech company that rhymes with noodle. Noogle. No, yeah, Noogle. Okay. That rhymes with Boogle. Okay. And so she wasn't making a little bit of money. And she said, how can you help me with this? Next thing she knew, we were helping her to structure her program for said finance tech company. And I'm not telling all her business either and how much she's making and what she's doing, but it allowed her to quit if she wanted to. If she wanted to. That same program on mindset that she really didn't think, she was like, well, it was just like a passion project for her. Okay, baby, I'll look for your call, babe. Thank you for coming in. I'll look for your email, okay? So, she was not even thinking that it was going to be a thing. And it turned out to change her life. One deal with a company can change your life. One deal. Your deal could be in the room. In the room. You just got to be there. You just have to be there. You got to show up. When the opportunities come by, you can't just be like, oh, I got to go and get my makeup together and get back on social. Do you? Or do you just need to get in the room with people who are check writers, decision makers, people who have solutions, who have problems that you have a solution for? I think that's, who don't care about how many followers you have. They don't care. They don't care how long you've been on social media. They don't care if you got a bunch of logos behind your name. They don't care. What they care about is, can you help them solve a problem? Hey, Desmond, can you help them with their issue? If you can, and you know in your heart of hearts and your spirit of spirits, and you know that you have something that can help people in a school, in a nonprofit, in a company, I'm telling you, the structure is the same no matter what. Company, school, nonprofit, you got to be structured for business, not on the consumer side. If you want to sell to businesses, structure for business, corporate ready courses, ready for corporate consumption. Okay, that's what we're doing. So listen, you guys, I'm not going to be before you much longer. I want you to know that there is a solution, there is an answer to one course at a time, to offering your courses to businesses, where one deal with a business can change everything, can change your life. Just one, just one. Okay. So listen, if you feel like you want to be in that room, be in that small room, these opportunities do not come around every day, but you do have an opportunity to get in the room with us, Atlanta, June 13th. Okay. If you're interested, you're looking for more information about it, you can check the link around my bio, or anywhere around this video where you are checking this out, anywhere across the socials. Okay. All right, you guys, listen, now is your time. This is the time. Okay. You've put in the work 10, 20, 30 years, some of y'all more. And now it's time. Now it's time for people to just take you seriously and write the check and let you go on about your business and go about your life. Okay. All right, you guys, have an amazing, 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 amazing rest of your day. Thank you for every like, every share, every comment, every engagement. I appreciate that. Every heart me. I appreciate you guys. Thank you all so, so very much across everywhere, wherever you're catching this, YTTT, FB, IG. Thank you all so very much for coming in, leaving a comment, talking, and letting me know that we're doing the right thing over here, letting as many people know as possible that there is a solution for you. Okay. All right, you guys, have an amazing rest of your day. And until next time, stay on course. See you soon. Bye, you guys.